Hi kiddos, my name is Miss D and welcome back to our early grade literacy YouTube channel. So today we will be doing a read aloud of the book called The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes. I love this book and I hope by the end you love it too. So during our read aloud, I will be asking questions. Please feel free to pause the video in order to answer the question. Now, are you ready to read? Because I am ready to read. Let's begin. The Girl Who Never Made Mistakes by Pett and Gary Rubinstein. For Beatrice Bottomwell, Friday began like any other day. She matched her socks and of course she put her shoes on their proper feet. She remembered to feed her hamster Humbert his favorite food, broccoli. And when she made a sandwich for her brother Carl's lunch, she used exactly the same amount of peanut butter as jelly. When she stepped outside to greet her fans, she didn't forget to say, "Good morning" and "Thank you." They asked if she made her bed. She had. They asked if she forgot to do her math homework. Nope. "What about tonight's talent show?" they asked. "I'm ready," said Beatrice with a smile. After all, her juggling act had won 3 years in a row. Most people in town didn't even know Beatrice's name. They just called her the girl who never makes mistakes, because for as long as anyone could remember, she never did. Question: do you think that the town makes Beatrice feel like she has to be perfect? Unlike Beatrice, Carl made lots of mistakes. He ate his crayons and drew with his green beans. He danced with his hands and played the piano with his feet. Carl loved to make mistakes. At school, Beatrice was on a cooking team with her 2 best friends, Millie and Sarah. To make their giant rhubarb muffins, they needed 4 eggs. Beatrice went to the refrigerator and carefully chose the biggest, eggiest eggs she could find. But on the way back, her legs slipped out from under her. The eggs went flying. Beatrice was about to make her first mistake. But she didn't. Whew, that was close, thought Beatrice. For the rest of the school day, Beatrice could not stop thinking about her almost mistake. On her way home from school, Beatrice watched Millie and Sarah ice skating in the park. "Come join us," said Millie. "It's fun," said Sarah. Beatrice watched them slip and slide on the frozen pond. Millie and Sarah laughed as they wobbled on the ice. "No thanks," said Beatrice. Question: why is Beatrice so upset by her almost mistake? At supper, Beatrice barely touched her food. "Is everything all right, kiddo?" asked her father. "I'm worried I'll mess up tonight," said Beatrice, "and everyone will be watching." "Worry? You don't make mistakes," he said with a smile. Beatrice tried to smile too. After supper, Beatrice got ready for the talent show. First, she woke Humbert from his nap. Next, she got the salt shaker from the kitchen table. Finally, she filled the balloon with water. The school auditorium was packed. Beatrice felt her stomach jumping around inside her. Beatrice waited for her juggling music to begin. "That's her! That's the girl who never makes mistakes," said a woman. "Oh, we know she'll be perfect," said a man. When the music started, she tossed Humbert into the air. Next, she added the salt shaker, and finally, the water balloon. Beatrice didn't miss a beat. The crowd clapped with delight, but Beatrice noticed something odd about the salt shaker. The specks falling out of it were not white. What color do you think the specks were? Humbert sneezing. Humbert was so surprised by his sneeze that he grabbed the water balloon with his claws. Question: what do you think Beatrice's mistake was? Humbert pieces of water balloon and the pepper rained down on top of Beatrice. For the first time in a long time, Beatrice made a mistake, and it was a big one. The music stopped. Beatrice didn't know what to do. Cry? Run off the stage? The crowd sat stunned. They couldn't believe that the girl who never makes mistakes made a mistake. Question: do you think Beatrice will cry? Or do you think Beatrice will run off the stage? Beatrice looked up at Humbert. He looked back at her. His hamster fur was soaked and speckled with bits of balloon. Beatrice let out a giggle. The giggle grew into a chuckle, and the chuckle became a laugh. The people in the crowd looked at each other and then back at Beatrice. They began to giggle, then chuckle, then finally roar with laughter. Beatrice and the audience laughed until they couldn't remember why they were laughing. That night, Beatrice slept better than she ever had. Question: why is it important to make a mistake? What do you think Beatrice learned from her mistake? In the morning, no fans greeted Beatrice. When she got dressed, Beatrice, for no reason at all, put a polka dot sock on one foot and a plaid sock on the other. Beatrice and Carl made sandwiches. This time they put the peanut butter and jelly on the outside. They called it an inside-out PB&J. That sounds really delicious. Lunch was messy and delicious. Later, Beatrice found Millie and Sarah skating in the park. They fell a lot and laughed. Now, people no longer call her the girl who never makes mistakes. They just call her Beatrice. And that is the end of our book. Now, I have a few questions to ask you. How did Beatrice change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? Was this a good change? Have you ever made a mistake that you laughed about later on? And do you think it's important to be able to laugh at your mistake? It's okay to make mistakes. Everyone makes a mistake. If you enjoyed this read aloud, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you all next week, and bye.